Good evening. All right. Well, today's episode is going to be a relatively light conversation about my four must have apps. I use daily, and the reason why I was inspired to have this conversation, partly because I watch Eager Expat, and he's also a creator who does daily walks in Bangkok, and I really love his YouTube channel because he tends to just be very practical in his conversations, but also really informative. So I'm giving him a shout out. I missed going to his. He had a pop up community pop up on Monday, and of course I was busy with something else. But anyway, I just thought, oh my gosh, there are four apps that I use daily, and I really would like to share them, not only because they're useful, but it made me think, well, what are the apps that I normally use if I was in the States? And they're not really the same at all. And I don't even realize how much I rely on them. So, before I actually get into this conversation, let me introduce you to the channel. I'm Dr. Davia. Welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space for success driven, mature women of color, where we talk about ways to balance work life, wellness, and wine. And I would say today's conversation is close to a wellness one. It helps me to engage in life a little bit easier here. My husband reminded me literally 5 minutes ago that today is my 3 month anniversary here, which I can't believe. Time is just moving. And I think I will have to do a whole show on what this 3 month journey has been. It definitely feels longer than that. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. You know, it's free. I'd love to get my content out. If it feels like it's worthwhile to you and to others, share. And if you are coming back, welcome back. Glad to have you. I am really trying to be consistent. It helps to ground me. It also helps me to feel connected to my before Bangkok life. Now I'm in this Bangkok moment. And so just glad to have you here. All right. So I am going to be sharing my top four apps that I use daily while I'm living in Bangkok. And if you are traveling here or anywhere else within this Southeast Asia region, definitely do your research to find out what are the go-to apps in that city. What I have noticed, many of these apps that I use in Bangkok, they are also being used in Phuket. I also use them in Pattaya, and when I went to Malaysia, I also use them in Malaysia. So these seem to be apps that the region uses, and so they'll be useful to you. So let me just check and see if anybody's here with me. Anybody in the house? Hey, sis, hello. How are you? It's so good to see you. Got to give a big up to Tori. She has a soft landing circle that I am a part of, and that helps to just have someone to connect to when we're feeling a little out of sorts. So I want to give her a shout out. I'm not always on the way, but I'm always reading and always checking on folks. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Oh, yes. I can't believe it's 3 months. He called and was like, "Do you know what today is?" And I was like, "I have no idea what today is. It's just the next day." He was like, "No, it's our 3 month anniversary." I was like, "Oh, okay. How about that?" Yay! That's my Mar. She's always here until she forgets that I'm actually live. And then she's like, "Oh, I forgot." Hey, Mama. Good to see you. Oh, look at that. That's my mother in law. Hello. Look at you at a live and participating. Thank you. Good to see you all. All right. So this will not be long, but I do think these are going to be interesting. And probably comparable to some of the apps that we use. So, my very first app that is an everyday go to for travel, for getting me home, for getting me to work, for getting me all around is Grab. Grab is the first app. And if you don't have this one and you are thinking about traveling to Southeast Asia, coming to Bangkok, you will need the Grab app. The Grab app is like, it's like our Uber, but it's, I'll say, much more complex. You will be able to not only call for cars, so it's not just for transportation, getting to work, getting to friends, or even little late night runs. It also will deliver food to you. I have to be honest, I have not figured out the food portion of it because it's so much easier to just walk to the little to the little corner store or to go to one of the little mini malls. So I do that. You could also, if you can see on the screen, not only can you do transport, not only can you do food, you can deliver things to friends. Like if you have to send something to someone and you can't get to their home, you can say, all right, I'm going to call the Grab. I'm going to give them the item and they will bring it to you, which is kind of like bring it to them rather, which is also, I think Uber does that. I have no idea because I've never used Uber in that way. And it's a delivery service in so many ways. I see the local Grab guys delivering huge containers. Mind you, they're not always in cars, they can be on bikes. And you can call a Grab car or a Grab bike, like a motorbike. It's very reasonable to go like, I don't know, a few miles. It could be less than $5 to get someplace. So Grab is the number one app. I use it for everything. You can pay through the app directly. You add a credit card, or you can say that you're going to pay by cash, which is definitely great. So if you get in and it's only 100 baht, then you could absolutely just hit the cash button, which I didn't realize you could do, and pay the guy directly. My understanding is if they see the credit card, and depending on how far it is, sometimes they'll cancel on you because they'd rather be able to be paid in cash. I have never had that problem. Usually with Grab, they are very reliable and they come and they go all through the night, which is also helpful because if the train, I believe, stops running, the BTS stops running at midnight, not that you're going to be out that late, but if you happen to be out that late and you can't get a ride from the BTS to your condo, then you can call the Grab. So I use the Grab pretty much every day. If for whatever reason I can't get my Tuk Tuk, because that is my most interesting means of transportation and I love it, I have to call the Grab. So Grab is my number one. All right, let's see. I see some folks are chatting. Hey, Wendy. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Grab is super useful. Really, really useful. It is that all in one and it works in Malaysia and it works in different parts of the country. There's also Bolt is another app. I'm assuming it works the same way. I have a cousin who lives in Pattaya and he uses Bolt. He swears by Bolt. He's like, use Bolt. But I find Grab to be very useful, very convenient, and very reasonably priced. Like, it is a part of the economy here for sure. Everyone uses them. It's not like Uber where it's like $30, $40 and they have all these taxes. It's so affordable. It doesn't even make sense. Like it's literally $2, $3, sometimes $5, and you can be going a few kilometers. Now I will say the traffic is horrendous at times. And so you might be better calling a motorbike. I am still a little nervous about getting on a motorbike, so I have not done it yet. But I am gearing up to try it out. So I do think if you are willing, most people call the grab bikes. They don't call the grab car. They absolutely are like, get on the bike, you'll be there. And it's way cheaper. It's only 20 baht, which is probably like 70 some odd cents. It's not even a dollar. So, all right. My second app is this is my favorite app, partly because I use the Tuk Tuk every day. I love that mode because you are covered, so if it's raining, you're good, but you also have some outside air. And it's, if you've ever been to Thailand, you know that the tuk tuk is iconic. And hailing one of them on the street means that you got to be negotiating prices. And I really don't like to do the negotiation because I just feel a little guilty. This is their business, and so why am I negotiating even less than? But if they see you are a foreigner, they are going to try and make their money. I would say most people would say they're not as efficient because you could just jump in a grab or you could be on the grab bike and it's quick. But I just like the feel of them. They are fast. And the Muumvi app, what I think makes it great is that you can just open up the app, you can book the ride, and you can say where you, it knows your location, like where you are, which is also a little freaky. But I guess once your location's on, everybody knows it. Um, you open up your location, you say where you're going. I usually take it from my condo to the train, the BTS, and then I take the train. Um, it doesn't seem to, it may go far, but I only take it a few kilometers. It's an open air experience. It's really fun. And I feel like it reminds me daily that I am in another place. So it's reasonable when you're going for shorter trips. I probably wouldn't take it for like across town or even to work because it's pretty far. It's about a 20-minute train ride. But they're fast. They can zip in and out. They kind of act like a bike, but it's not a bike. I totally I like it for shorter trips. And I think if you are coming and you want that tuk tuk experience and not have to feel like they're going to take advantage of me or how much is this really going to cost, you can look on the app, see what the pricing is, and then negotiate. So, Move Me, definitely one to check out. Definitely. All right, there's a lot of chat going on today. Okay, people, we like these apps. Oh, yes, when do you use Bolt? Oh, yes, Bolt is probably an equivalent like Uber and also like Grab. I do have the Bolt app, but I don't use Bolt as often unless for whatever reason I'm in Pattaya. Um, I'll use the Bolt. I'll probably not use the Bolt first. Grab is still my first choice, but then I'll use Bolt if for whatever reason it's not coming. Oh my, hi Ma saying hi to Mar. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love it. Oh, you talking about getting on that I am not ready, Wendy. I am trying to get my mind into this idea of taking the bike, but I am scared. I don't see anyone holding on to the driver. They're always like they get on and they hold back, like they sit back. I'm not so sure about that yet. I promise I'm gonna take it, but I'm not there yet. Yes, Moreta Pay is next for sure. That is a daily one, and I'm absolutely going to talk about that one for sure. Try a bicycle first. Absolutely not. You have not seen these roads, and what you're not going to do is have me on a bicycle on these streets because it is totally not safe, in my opinion, unless you are Thai. to get on a bike out here. No way. Or unless you're in the like in the countryside, I would absolutely try it. All right. So my third app, which Nick alluded to, is either a bank scan QR code. We used Moreta when we first got here for that first month because I didn't have a bank account. It's really difficult to get a bank account here unless you're working. You have to you have to bring a lot of paperwork to the bank, partly because there was unfortunately some scamming going on in the country. And so they have really locked down how can get a bank account. So if you are not able to get a bank account, then there are two other apps. A lot of people have told me about the Thaitag. I used Moreta, as Nick said. Moreta is connected to your account, and so basically what you do is you use everything pretty much in Thailand or in Bangkok is set up through QR code. You scan, you pay, and it's done. But everything gets paid for in Thailand through this kind of QR code system. It's on everything. It's at cafes. It's in little kiosk stores. When I go to my little chicken guy, he has a little QR code to pay. Every shop, every street vendor, every restaurant, even the neighborhood masseuse, when you go get your massage, if you're not paying in cash, you have to use the QR code. So you open up your bank app, you scan, and it instantly transfers the money. So you don't need to have any cash. There's no waiting for change. It's basically a scan and go. And you get an immediate copy of that QR for your records. So if you wanted to do your budget, and if you wanted to see, well, how much money am I really spending on food, or how much money am I spending on transportation, or any of that, it really is so simple. You don't actually have to have cash on you because you can use it everywhere. It is a wonderful app, and it is every day, all the time. Even you use it to top up your money on the BTS, to top up the money on the Muumvi, on anything. You can use this Tag Moreta, or if you actually have a bank account. Now the Tag works like a bank account. It's almost like you can put money in an account and then you attach that account. That's how Moreta works, and you can just scan. So it's an awesome app. You must have it if you're going to be, I think it's the easiest way to go if you're coming to Southeast Asia, because you can use it everywhere. Excuse me. I have some water. Yeah, it's it's a cashless system in a way that it does keep you, what do I want to say? It keeps you organized because you can put all of your, I have a couple of albums in my phone for my expenses, just so that I can kind of keep a running track. But it also just makes life simple. You don't really need to have cash. If you worried about traveling and carrying a lot of cash with you, you don't have to do it. Yeah, it's great. I'm surprised that we don't do that in the U.S. more. It would just make life easier. You do a scan, the money's transferred, it's done. Now you might spend more money because you're not paying attention, or it might keep you from, because you're like, man, I'm scanning, but you scan for everything. Like literally, you scan for juice, you scan for the train, you scan for everything. So, and then actually, I'm going to show you a picture, not because this is my great lunch, But right here in the picture, you can see where you can scan the QR code and pay. I was at a cafe having lunch. No one even had to come over to me. They just came to see if I needed anything. But you QR code, you scan, you order your food, you pay, and you had a choice. Do you want to pay before? Do you want to pay after? However you wanted to do it. So it really worked nicely for me. So I just wanted to show pretty much you can go into restaurants. Aside from just getting the menu, you can absolutely just take care of everything. And then the server came over, brought the food, and moved on. So I really appreciated that. And I have a local restaurant that my husband and I love that's right next to my condo. And while you're sitting in there, you order the food, you pay for the food, and you do everything through QR code. Do you connect your bank account in America or Thailand? You could do so. Because I have a Thai bank account, I connected my Thai bank account. If you use Moreta, you can connect it to an American bank account, or you can connect it to a credit card, an American credit card. So with Moreta, I used my Fidelity account because it doesn't have any like expenses tied to it. And so I connected that to the Moreta credit card, and then you can just use it in that way. No, you asked about scams. Yeah, I didn't hear about any scams connected to the QR codes. There were bank scams going on, like whether or not people had legitimate businesses, so they were putting money in the accounts, and then I guess they were using the accounts in some fraudulent ways. I am not sure, but when I tell you the entire country kind of shut down on foreign bank accounts, there are a lot of people who kind of come in to the country, put money in the bank, and I don't know. But you have to basically sign over your life to get a bank account. And every time you go into the bank, you have to bring a pass card. Do you remember those old school pass cards? You bring a pass card, you bring your passport, I bring my work permit, and you have to sign everything like in triplicate. Somebody comes, they check your signature. It's a whole thing. So I don't think at this point I worry too much about bank scams, for sure. Yes, it was delicious. That was a Chipotle chicken sandwich and fries. It was so good. And some fresh tea. Yes, for sure. For sure. It's not that I don't love the restaurant. I do, but it is so close. You can overeat because it's right there. But it is awesome, and I do love the restaurant. It's Baba Thai, and it is directly, not connected, but directly across from my condo, so I can eat there all the time. It's fine. It is fine. It will not be packed. And so this last app that I think people should definitely check out if they're coming to Southeast Asia. I use it mostly with my Thai friends. That is how they do everything. Is the Line app. The Line app is Thailand's super app for connection. It is how everything is done. It is the non-negotiable app for Thai. It's more than a messaging app, but to me, it's like WhatsApp. It is the way that people stay connected here. Line is used for everything. You can chat with your friends. You can join work groups. You can book appointments. You can follow your favorite restaurants and brands. And if you follow them, they will send coupons through the Line app. I love a good coupon, right? So once you follow the store and they realize that you're following, they'll push a coupon that way and they'll draw you in. So I love that part of it. Um, it's kind of like WhatsApp, Instagram, and email all in one when I speak to my landlord or condo owner. I speak to him only through Line. When I speak to my friend Mint, she texts me always through Line. She does have WhatsApp, but she never really uses it. So I'm always like, I sent you an email. I sent you a text. She was like, online? And I'm like, no, I didn't send it online. She's like, only online, Davia. So I have to get in my mind that if I'm reaching out to anyone that is Thai or is of this culture, that is the way. Line also has groups, so you can join I don't know, I was looking for a Zumba class, and there's like a Zumba group. So you can like say where the class is at, and they will give you information. So Line is becoming my new, more used app, but WhatsApp is similar, except Line does a little bit more, I would say. So if you have daily messages, if you want event invites, if you want to stay connected, you need the Line app to kind of figure out what's going on. Those are the 4 apps that I am using daily. And those are the apps that if you are coming to Southeast Asia or at least coming to Thailand, you definitely want to get. They will keep you rolling for sure. Okay. My 16-year-old daughter wants to know what happens if you don't pay. What happens if you don't pay? It's automatic. When you scan, it literally transfers the money from the account to whatever you are paying. So a lot of the mindset around, I don't know, like trying to get over and trying to scam is really not in the mindset here. Sometimes when you are, and this is a little bit off topic, but if you are looking to go to a festival or a function or you're outside and there's like open seating, people place their entire pocketbooks down on the table to hold a seat and walk away. So that whole concept of you're not going to pay or you going to scan and run, there's none of that. It doesn't seem to happen. So yeah, if you're at the restaurant and you don't scan the QR code, somebody comes over to you, asks you what you want, and then when they bring the food, there's a QR code to scan to pay to leave. So yes, you could sit down, scan, and the food would come over, but they're gonna come back over. Like they see you, and you are going to pay. So I know that it seems like you could. I guess if you wanted to scan, eat, and run, it could happen, but it does. I've not noticed in any way any of that, but I don't know. Once you scan, someone will either come over or your food will get ordered and it will come to you and you will pay. All right? Yes, it absolutely. You know what? I'm going to go back to that image. I wish I had another one. So in that setup, you have some choices. You do the QR code, and then after you do the QR code, you have it'll open up to the menu, and then it'll say, do you want to order? Do you want a server basically to come over? Do you want to pay now or do you want to pay later? So you definitely have an opportunity to to do the scanning and definitely have someone come over to you. And that usually happens. So tell her thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Yeah, these are great apps. And I think, what it really made me think about is what are the apps that we use at home? And do we realize how much we use them? Are they daily and do they aid you in your life? Like these are all apps that kind of help you move through your time here a little bit easier. But these are the apps that these folks like live on. They are always on and always using them. So those were my four. And it's been interesting to realize how I am leaning into all of them. And I do notice how much they help me. They help me in my everyday. So again, just to recap, there's Grab, definitely. There's Muumvi. There's some kind of a bank QR scan, Thaitag, Moreta. Those are the ones that Moreta, you don't need a bank account here in Thailand for. Thaitag, you don't need a bank account. You can use those connected to your own credit card, your own banking system. If you have a bank account, then it's much easier. It's just attached to that. And then the Line app. The Line app is really interesting as a communication tool in general. All right, that is all of them, and I hope that I hope you all are gonna come because it's such a cool place to come and visit. And if you do come, definitely download some of these apps. They make my daily life here really seamless. And you just need them. Like you just can't get through the day. When I'm done here, I will be calling. Actually, I'll be calling the Tuk Tuk within the hour, and it'll just start in the day. I'll do the BTS, and then later on, I will probably be using the QR code for lunch and for dinner. And definitely the best way to kind of move through your time here is to have the local apps to help you just kind of move through so much easier that way. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for showing up. Please share this with someone. And in the comments, if you can, on the actual YouTube page, I think I asked a question about what apps do you use? What's your go-to app? I would love for you all to just drop your apps. And then I just want to say cheers. Definitely cheers and have a good day. Remember not to do all of the things. Just take it easy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will. You know what? I decided that I'm not going to have chicken every day because I do not want to mess up with my cholesterol levels. So every other day is going to be what I do. But I walk by him and I say hello every morning because I do get my green tea every day. Definitely. Yes. Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so glad you all showed up. And I do hope that you check out some of these and think about what keeps your life moving at home. All right. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one. See you next week.